Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the mistakes you and your hairstylist may be making that's preventing you from growing your hair to the potential that it needs to be growing. I am Lethra J. Hill. I am your hair coach, and we're going to dive into this topic and kind of explore a little bit to talk about like this vicious cycle that you may not even realize that is happening. And it was something that I really dealt with when I came to my clients and I was seeing it and I was like, I gotta get off of this wheel. This is like the rat race of this wheel of what I'm doing because I'm not helping the matter, right? Okay, so we're gonna put in, for instance, which is the typical thing that a lot of us are going into our hairstylist with, or this is maybe something that you're doing at home. Maybe you have extensions in your hair, like a sew-in. Maybe you have just regular extensions, tape extensions. You may also have hair color. You maybe had a double process done. Or you may just have a scalp issue. Maybe you're noticing a lot of dryness, a lot of flakiness, sores, redness, pain, different things like that. And so you come into the hair salon and you're looking for your hairstylist to fix the matter. So what do we say as hairstylists? We say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take this extensions out, or we're going to go ahead and give you a deep scalp treatment, right? We're going to give you a treatment. So we go in and we do the process of cleaning your hair, cleaning your scalp real good, giving you the good massage, putting you in the steamer, making sure that the conditioning penetrates inside of your hair, giving that nice oil treatment, scalp massage. These are some of the things that I did, right? And then once we have done that, here are the things where I felt like, oh my gosh, it's back to the rat race, right? So now you're saying, okay, well, what kind of style you want? A lot of times you're addicted. Well, a lot of us are addicted to extensions. You don't realize it, but you say, you know what? I want these extensions put back in. Ooh, my hair feel good. And then we go ahead and blow dry that hair out. We braid that hair up. We put the cap on whatever it is, or if you're getting a actual system put on your head, meaning like a lace system, then we put that back on your hair. And guess what happens? Your hair is no longer getting the treatment that it is, or it's almost like it's defeating the purpose, because you may say, no, just silk wrap me. You know what I mean? I just want a quick blow dry, silk wrap me and let me just wear my hair, which is cool. But guess what we're doing? Now we're going to go ahead with putting the blow dryer back to where you just complained about the heat. Then we're going to turn around and put that flat iron in your hair, right? So this is one way if you want to wear just your hair, which is great, right? Then we're going to wrap it and then we're going to send you on your way. So, but what happens is it actually depletes, or not depletes, but it's like it takes away, because what we did, because you may have been experiencing heat damage, right? You may have been experiencing issues with your scalp that maybe your dermatologist is saying to you, hey, don't get those services that require you to use so much heat on your hair or blow dries or anything. Try something different. We just defeated that. The whole treatment of, or putting the medicated shampoo, or putting the medication that your doctor may have prescribed to you for your scalp so it can get better, we kind of defeated that, right? We took away what it's supposed to be doing by going back and doing the service right behind it. So there's no difference, right? So we're going to talk about the way you can combat that. The other thing is when we're talking about your extensions, that's a major one. So you go in, you have a lot of you, I used to hate that I did hair sew-ins really, really well. And my clients would want to wear, I was like, listen, come back to me in 6 weeks. Let's take it out, let's treat it, wear your hair. And then, but they didn't want to do that. I wouldn't see those clients for 3 and 4 months. Then you're back into the salon. Now you want us to take the hair out. You have all this dust and hair particles and scalp particles. Your hair is dry. It's like white powder when you take that off. And then we have to go through and brush and try to get all of the matted all of the matted hair out of your head. Then we're going to go back in. We're going to treat the hair. right? We're gonna do all of the same thing, and guess what you're gonna say? Can you braid my hair up? I wanna put a protective hairstyle, okay? So I'm gonna do a video on protective hairstyle. Is it really protective hairstyles? So now we're back braiding up your hair. We put the treatment in and everything. How long do you think a treatment lasts in your hair? Think about the fact that if you wash your hair yesterday, within 24 hours, your hair is considered dirty again. So how long does that treatment last in your hair? So whatever issues that you are having, we're negating them. We're not dealing with them at all, because what we're doing is we're looking for a fast fix, and there's no way for you to get a fast fix when you're having situations where you may be losing hair, or maybe your hair could be far further along in its growth. If we stop doing the necessary things to, you know what I mean, to help you grow back your hair, right? Another thing is, so we talked about the treatments, and we talked about the fact that it's defeating the purpose of what we're doing. So the first thing we're going to do is figure out the source, right? And now I'm talking to my hairstylist, right? My cosmetologist. Now we have to step back and say, listen, every time she comes in, her hair is breaking off. We have to trim up so much. Her hair is damaged. She's having scalp issues. And yeah, she may have went to the trichologist or the dermatologist, and they said, hey, this is what's going on. This could be a medical issue. Not necessarily could be the bad practices, but the bad practices come after we've treated your hair. So I think that's what I'm trying to point out. We have the service that you need, then we go ahead and do the treatment, and that can mean a number of things, implementing the medication and everything. But then what do we do when now you're ready to get your hair styled? We're doing the same thing that got you to the position that you need the medication for, whatever the case may be. And that is where we're both failing each other. I'm failing you as your cosmetologist, and you're failing yourself because what you're doing is continually sacrificing your hair. And you say, okay, I'm gonna just do this one time. And you're starting off this way, and eventually by the time you're in your 40s or in your 50s or in your 60s, or what, as you get older, you're dealing with now the processes that you may like, the hairstyles that you may like. You have to wear it because you don't have any hair under your under that hair. And that is the issue that we have to deal with and talk about. So these are things that a lot of us don't want to talk about, especially in our Black community with Black women. But this is something that we deal with major. And we have to come together and educate each other, especially as hairstylists, and stop doing, oh, okay, that's going to be $100 and something and thinking about the money. Think about what you can do to help this client of yours, and how many more clients she will refer to you because you helped her to be able to combat breakage, hair loss, everything. And in the same breath, she has beautiful, healthy hair, and she's getting the styles that she want. Only thing we're doing is we're compromising things for the better, right? So as the hairstylist, we first have to figure out the source. Okay, so what's the problem here? Whatever the case may be, if they're dealing with some type of skin issue or scalp issue or hair loss, we ourselves have to figure out and work with our client and educate them, okay? I'm gonna look at my notes a little bit. So don't be afraid of saying, hey, you can't get this service done because based on this medication that you're putting on your scalp and that we're massaging in to grow your hair, this particular process is going to cause more breakage. It's going to combat what we're trying to do. And then what we're going to do is we're going to offer a service that doesn't require any compromise to that client's hair. And that means educate them, show them the products that you're using. I find that a lot of times hairstylists are like, they want to know what hair product I'm using. That's none of their business. Yes, that is their business. That is your client's business. They're paying you for that service. They're paying to trust you to be able to explain to them. They're paying you for your education to explain to them, what are you putting on my hair? Why are you putting on this hair? How is this going to help my hair? Yes, don't be afraid to educate your clients, because I'm telling you, it will go further than you know, right? One of the things I did was not only educate my clients on their hair and say, hey, I don't think that's the best thing for you to do. And sometimes I had to stop taking care of clients because they wanted to continue to damage their hair. And I did not want to be a part of that. Okay. So, what do I mean by that? So let's say we have a person that has chemical service and she's noticing breakage in her hair, whether she had a double process, you've bleached her hair and the color, and now her hair is dry, because when you decolorize someone's hair, we're taking out all of the nutrients in your hair. That's the easiest way to tell you. We're taking out the color, we're stripping everything, and then we're depositing artificial color into your hair. So your hair, now you're going to be in that category of the clients that have dry hair all the time, right? So if we go ahead and we put a deep treatment service to your hair, and now we've gotten that hair back and we have given you a regimen and saying, hey, I need you to use this product on your hair. This is the education part. You're going to use this every 2 days. Put that towards the ends of your hair. I need you to wrap your hair. These different things that we're going to instruct you to do. That is working with our clients. That's educating our clients and explaining to them, this is the reason why. Because when you decided to do that double process where we had to bleach your hair and then we had to add color into your hair, what that did was now we have to continuously make sure your hair stays moisturized. Especially as Black women, that is something that we need all the time, is moisture in our hair. So now we've taken out the natural moisture in your hair, right? And then we already have that curl pattern, a lot of us, that it's a tightly coiled curl pattern. So guess what that means? That means that we have to now even more so pay attention to your hair so it can still grow, be beautiful. You can still wear that gorgeous color that you like. However, we have to maintain hair care. The foundation of anything you do has to be hair care. And the reason why, guys, I'm going to explain this. You ever pay attention when you watch these videos? We have YouTube videos everywhere, and this is my job. All right. We have YouTube videos on how to apply weaves, how long to wear it, weaves. We have all these different things, how to color your hair. And it's always this fast thing and this process and whatnot. And a lot of these people are not licensed. They're not educated on hair color. They don't understand a lot of things. But what happens in that is that it looks good for that moment. You see, oh, they show you, I did a double process. I did a hair color correction. But what they don't show you is within 4 days from that time that they had that service done, that client is like, oh my gosh, my hair is breaking off more. I saw a service recently where a girl was on there and she was a cosmetologist and she colored the person had the ends of her hair bleached so bad you can see the breakage. And I watched her, she did the service and she went back and foiled the root of her hair, but she put the bleach all the way to the end. And I was like, oh, why are you putting the bleach all the way to the end of the hair? That hair is already bleached. All you gotta do is add a toner to it. But she put it all the way through the hair, and she showed the development and everything. So she was lifting that hair. And guess what? She styled the hair, the color came out gorgeous. So again, she did good in that department. But I looked at the bottom of her hair. She flat ironed it. She blow dried it afterwards. So you not only decolorized the hair, you took out the nutrients, then you're going to go in with the blow dry. Then you're going to say, I'm spraying a protective thing for the heat. Then you're going to go back in with a flat iron where you have to use a comb because the heat is so hot. If your hand touch it, it will burn. So use the comb, and that's bad, right? So we have to stop and get off of the vicious cycle and teach our clients that they can have beautiful, gorgeous, bouncy hair and not have to worry about losing their hair. So if your client has a chemical process, if you're a client and you get a chemical process and you want maybe a sleek look or a nice look, what you can do instead is have your hair roller set. Go ahead and have your hair roller set real nice. Have your hairstylist take that brush, paddle brush, and wrap your hair very nicely and smooth it out, and then put that saran wrap on it and let it fall. All right. If it's something where it is where you don't want any curls in your hair, you just want a sleek, straight look, you can do that. Just make sure your hairstylist has it at a temperature that it can straighten your hair out. However, it is not so hot that it's burning through your hair, because if you do that continuously, that's going to be an issue for you. So now that we understand that process, and they can do that, they don't have to run the flat iron 3 and 4 times through your hair. Run the flat iron through maybe once or twice, all right, and then go to the next section of the hair. There is a product that's called Just Blow by Peter Coppola. I used to be a regional brand manager for Peter Coppola. He's one of the first pioneers in the game of hair when it comes to cosmetology. He was the one, him and I believe it was Paul Mitchell, that opened up the unisex salon where men can start coming into the salons, and it just wasn't women. So they were the pioneers. But he created a product that's called Just Blow that is excellent for blow dries. It's like a keratin blow dry, but when you spray it, it's going to, when you blow dry, it's already going to get sleek. And then when you put that flat iron through, you pass that flat iron through, it's going to be perfect for you. So if you want that straight, sleek look, you can get it, but don't get it consistently, okay? Okay, maybe 1 week you do that, you come back to your hairstylist, or maybe one week you do that, you're at home. Next week, roller set your hair, then wrap your hair, saran wrap your hair, sit under the dryer for about 5 minutes, comb it down, and wear it bouncy and gorgeous. So you can do those things, but don't consistently put heat to your hair, all right? Every week you're doing some type of heat damage to your hair. That's number one. Now let's talk about hair extensions or the hair weaves, right? So if you're going to apply those, I would recommend, okay, as a cosmetologist for over 20 years, I would recommend, yes, it is fine to get the hair extensions, but when you take that out and you see that you have some scalp issues, you have been to the dermatologist, or you're noticing that you are losing hair, and it's a difference. When you braid your hair up every day, we lose everywhere from 50 to 100 strands of hair, okay? That's normal. But when you see that your hair is actually coming out in droves is abnormal, then you need to see a doctor, okay? Once they give you whatever that is, they tell you it's a medication or different things, as a cosmetologist, as your hairstylist, she needs to make sure that you get a protective hairstyle, that you don't have to put the extensions in, right? And that you give your hair some time to be able to penetrate that process, that medication into their scalp, and you'll be okay. Now, if you're in a position where it's like, no, Lee Thoreau, I can't do that because I have lost my hair. I don't have any edges or anything. I can't walk around with no wig. That's fine. So if you're going out, then put your wig on, right? Make sure it's one that's a tapeable one. They have the 2-sided tape that you can use, the geo tape that you can use. Those are different things if you have to cover it up when you're leaving the house. But when you come home, when you're applying that medication and you're massaging it in, it does not need to be anything going on towards your hair, all right? Now, this video is to educate you. One of the things I used to do, and I suggest to cosmetologists as well, is to do free seminars, hold free seminars once a month in your salon, educating your clients on the things that you have seen, that you're dealing with a lot of women that are dealing with hair loss. Educate them on products, educate them on different services that they can have, educate them on your ability, what you can do for them. And I promise you that you will be known in your community, and your clients will be so grateful that you have taken the time out to say, hey, let me help you, not just give you those beautiful styles, but also grow your hair. There is a high rate of us as African Black women that are dealing with hair loss, and it is intentional. By the time from the age of 3 years old, we're applying different extensions and different things and doing different styles from kids' hair all the way to by the time they are in high school, they have their first experience with hair loss, which is absurd, because when you look back in the days, you didn't see that. All right, you didn't see that. We do have millions of women that are experiencing hair loss. The number one race of people that are losing their hair when it comes to women are Caucasian women. However, they're losing their hair through medical issues. and things like that. We are losing our hair through bad practices, right? And bad practices not just on your hairstylist, but also you as the client, because you may see this one look that you want, or you're like, I don't care. You see that your hair is thinning, you see the front of your edges are falling out, and instead of you saying, you know what, let me give this a rest, and I'm beautiful, let me do something else with my hair that's a protective hairstyle that doesn't cause tension, or I don't have to cover it up, or I don't have to put glue here. Let me give this a break so my hair can be restored back. Instead, we say, oh, I'll do that next time. Oh, I'll do that next time. And before you know it, those hair follicles have been traumatized, and now they're lifted, and now you're dealing with bald. And now you're in the age where I have to have edges. Now you have to have them give you the artificial edges to make it look like you have a hairline. That is horrible, especially if it's something that you could have prevented, right? So these are the things that we don't really like to talk about in our community, but we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it because this is a part of growing your hair back, right? So what do we do now that we understand the source of what the issues are? And I just gave you a few of them, but there are many more. Like I said, it could be medical issues, it could be different things. But when we're going into talking about, hey, I did all this treatment, and once we have done that, we have to pick a regimen that is healthy for our hair, that we start seeing the growth, and you will start seeing the growth immediately if you create a healthy regimen. Now, what does that look like? And I talk about it on so many different ways on all of my videos. It's going to always be the same thing, but it's going to be different for you because it's based on your DNA. So whatever that regimen may look like for you, my regimen is different from what it may look like from any of my friends or my hairstylist or anybody else. My regimen is for me, right? So how do we combat that? We're going to talk about that again. So we talked about the things that cause the trauma, that cause the hair loss. Second, we talked about how we can educate you, right? And I gave you a few tips on what to and what not to do, things that you can change immediately, and you'll start seeing your hair growing back, being more healthier, having shine, and just healthy in its own right, right? So your regimen consists of your regimen consists of how often are you going to wash your hair? You're going to wash your hair every 2 weeks, or you're going to wash your hair every week. All right. If you've already figured out your source, if it's medical and your doctor has given you some type of medication, he's already explained to you how often you need to apply that medication. Go ahead and create that regimen. So now you're going to implement the product that you need. Then you're going to go in with a nice shampoo, right? And the shampoo is always going to be a moisturizing shampoo. If you have color hair, you're going to get a color treated moisturizing shampoo. For those that may be dealing with hair loss, Nioxin has a color treated hair chemical product shampoo for you as well. But you always want to go back in with a moisturizing shampoo, and then you want to go back in with a nice deep conditioner, nice oil treatment, and a scalp massage, and steam it in so it can open up those pores, open up your hair shaft, and deposit that moisture inside your hair. So we're going to do that in all your regimens. All right. Okay. And then next, if you have fine hair, then you're going to find a conditioner that is not so heavy. Maybe a leave-in spray conditioner would be good for your hair if you have fine hair, so things weigh it down and it looks greasy and pasty. You don't want that either. So you got to find the shampoo, the conditioner that fits your DNA. Okay, again. So next part of the regimen we talked about already are hairstyles. Find hairstyles, protective hairstyles that don't cause tension, don't cause you to have to put adhesive on the front of your hair. If you're losing your hair in the front, at the top, don't get hairstyles that require that. If you are getting maybe a sew-in and you have to leave some hair out and that hair is thinning and breaking off, you may want to find something else, because when you finally do take the hair extensions out, it's going to be different lengths of hair, and you're going to end up having to cut it anyway, okay? Because it's not going to look great with this short piece wherever you have it at in the front or up here at the top, because you're leaving that out. It's not going to look good, so you're going to end up having to cut it anyway. So instead, stop it from there. Find hairstyles that can You still look great. It's still up to date. It still looks nice, but you're not compromising not one bit of your hair. Everything is growing out together healthy. Okay. We've already talked about hairstylists. Teach your clients, be accountable. Hold yourself accountable. Hold your clients accountable. Help them. Teach them how to love their hair. Okay. And then last but not least, there are two things. The 80-20 rule. Why don't you switch it? I know we talk about 80-20 rule when you're talking about relationships. Do the 80-20 rule, where it's 20% of the time you're doing extensions and 80% of the time you're wearing your actual hair. And not all wearing your actual hair means you have to blow dry and flat iron. They have stunning, gorgeous, coiled hairstyles that you can rock with your own hair. Okay, nice updos. They videos to the end of time on YouTube alone that you can find things. You have hairstylists that are skilled when it comes to natural hair that can give you the bomb, beautiful hair, gorgeous hair, tight coiled or whatever, sister locks, whatever it is you may want, and you're wearing your hair. So it's okay. Like right now, I'm doing this next week. This will be out my hair, these extensions, and I'll wear my hair for the most part for a few months. I don't do the whole extension, because I used to be addicted to it too, guys. And last but not least, your diet. I'm always going to talk about that, because if you are the girl that likes to party and go hang out and do all these things, and you're depositing in your maybe experiencing hair loss of any form, and then you're going to the doctor, you're going to your hairstylist, this is part of the vicious cycle. My hair is breaking. Everything is not necessarily what's going out of your hair. It's also what's going in. You can't be McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, all these fast food places, and expect that your body is going to say, you know what, let's keep growing the hair. No, it's not. It's not. So you have to find the foods, implement that into your diet. Do an 80-20 when it comes to your diet, whereas 20% maybe one day out the week you eat fast food because you love your fast food. I love my fast food. I'm a Chick-fil-A girl, so I understand, y'all. By the way, they're building one right up the street from me, so I understand. But find that food. But for the majority of the week, figure out your diet. That's by going with your trichologist or your dermatologist that's telling you, based on your blood work, this is what you should be eating. This is going to help with the growth of your hair. All right. The whole purpose of anything, we have to get to a place, because for many years, from the beginning of time, we have been taught through generation that our hair is difficult, that to hate our hair and to love everybody's hair but our own. And good hair is having hair. The minute you start losing your hair, you don't have good hair. Okay, so we have to focus on what this video is dedicated to, is for my hairstylist as well as the clients to start loving your hair. Hairstylists, start loving your hair and teaching our clients, our younger generation, to love their hair and to take care of that hair. That is a part of self-love. When people see, especially men see, that you're constantly wearing everything but your own natural beauty, they know you got issues, okay? They know you have issues. And you can come on that video and you can, say, oh, it's nothing wrong with it. It is nothing wrong with wearing extensions, but it is a problem when that's all you wear. You never wear your hair and you have hair under there. If it's a different situation where you may be dealing with totalis alopecia or alopecia in general, and it's an embarrassing thing, that's one thing. But if you are a Black woman or a woman in general, and that's all you wear, and you don't wear your hair, and then you keep taking it off and you see that it's thinning, that it's falling out, and you continue to do nothing about it, you are a part of your problem. You are. There's nobody to blame. And then when years come, when you get older, and now you're ready to wear your hair, maybe you want to cut it short or whatever, and you don't have that, and you now have to continue to pay the expensive price of putting extension in your hair, and now you're older, you over that, Now what do you do? So you have to be able to say, stop coming in the salon looking for a miracle for them to do your hair, do a hair treatment, and then days later, why isn't my hair growing? Your hair is not going to grow if you continue to impact it with damaging processes to get your hair to a certain look that you want on a continuous basis. If you continue to do heat constantly to your hair day after day, week after week, if you continue to wear extensions month after month, weeks after weeks, year after year, if you continue to ignore the signs that you may have some type of medical issue and you're losing your hair, if you continue to do those things, you are at fault. And if your hairstylist sees that and they just overlook it and they're like, come on, get your lace front, get your weave or whatever, they are at fault as well. Let's start holding each other accountable. When we're talking about we want to regrow our hair, let's be serious about this thing, okay? All right, so I'll see you guys next video. Bye. Oh, one last thing for my hairstylists. I'm so sorry for my hairstylists that are, maybe you don't have the education or maybe you're just starting out. I do have a book. It's called, oh gosh, that fast, I done already blinked out. I do have a book that's called The Guide to Becoming a Successful Black Hairstylist. It's talking about pitfalls, scenarios, different things like that, that'll help educate you and helping you build your clientele and knowing the different salons and different things that you can work in to help you be that successful hairstylist, and all of the tools and understanding of what that takes, okay? All right, so now I'll see you guys next video. Bye.